And welcome back to the Profile Pod. I'm your host, Double A, here for another spectacular episode of the pod. We have a very, very special guest in the house tonight. Before we get into our guest, I'd like to, run down the housekeeping items, man. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Leave me a rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow me on Instagram, all the social media. You guys know the deal, man. It's always a pleasure getting feedback and interacting with everybody out there and showing the love and support. I can't emphasize that enough, how much I appreciate it. And so thank you so much for doing that. It's been a great couple of weeks. This last week's been so busy with everything, with events and pop-ups and episodes, and it's just a lot been going on, staying productive, and got a lot more stuff coming down the pipe. I'll be making more announcements on social media, but thank you once again, everybody. Don't forget about Social Nostra, baby. Social Nostra Network. It's a network of creators and podcasters now available on Roku, on Instagram, all the audio platforms, everything. So don't forget about Social Nostra, man. Give us a follow. There's something there for everybody. And a big shout out to the Set 6145. It's a new podcast out of Brooklyn, New York. And man, we're just doing big things on the Social Nostra Network. So big shout out to Kevin and everybody out there. Let's go ahead and get to our guest, man. This guy is chomping at the bit.
I'm applauding over here. Finger snaps, finger snaps.
That's right. This man is doing big things as an actor, a stuntman. He's a model, and he's done Ford commercials, PlayStation, DirecTV, Honda. I mean, he's doing some really big things, and he's here to talk about everything. He's originally from NorCal, and he's going to give us a piece of his life, man. So right here, he's going to give us a glimpse into his world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my man, Arturo Rangel, a.k.a. Turo Menudo. What is up, brother? How you doing?
Man, I am fired up right now, bro. That is quite an intro, let me say. Dude, that's awesome. Thank you so much, bro. I'm excited to be here. See, I'm stumbling over my words already, bro. You got me so fired up and excited.
Hey, you got so much to say. Even you can't wait to hear what you have to say, man.
Dude, I'm humbled, bro. I'm so humbled, man. I've been super fortunate, super blessed, man, and just consistent, hard work, bro. Just believing, a lot of praying, a little bit of crying, a little bit of crying, a little bit of crying. Everybody's got to have a little bit of downs every now and again, but super excited to share. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, thank you for being here, man. And it's, you're only human, Turo, you're only human, man. And I know we all have our battles, and we all have to, we all face adversity in some way or another, but it's all about how we react to it, because, there's always a beautiful day tomorrow. And that's, for me, I take, solace in that, man. No matter what happened today, you learn, move on, and then tomorrow, so you wake up, it's a beautiful sunshiny day, man. At least here in California, right?
Oh man, we are, yeah, we're spoiled out here, bro. we could just go to the beach, we can just go to the mountains, but yeah, absolutely, man. It's always brighter, it's always gonna get better, and I'm excited to share, dude. It's a lot of good things, I like to keep it real. I'll share with you some of the struggles, some of the things that I battled through, some tips, some tricks, whatever I can help with, man. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, no doubt, man. No doubt, Arturo. And, we met at the Chicano Hollywood event back in December. And man, right away, man, you and I clicked up, and it's always great to surround yourself with great people, man, as yourself, inspirational people, because you're setting the example, man, for myself, because and others. You're in the acting world. You started acting, and then you parlayed that into modeling and stunt work. And man, I'm just like, I can't wait to hear about everything. How you're now living up in NorCal, and how was your day today, man?
Man, my day has been great, but it's been on the go because believe it or not, tomorrow I'm taking off to Colorado. I have a 6 a.m. flight because I booked my first job in Colorado to my agents, and I'm gonna go take care of that tomorrow, man. So I'm super pumped. I'm gonna go head out, dude. So I was
Wow.
like planning and gathering all my things, you know. And I live with my grandparents. We live on a cattle ranch, so we have to make sure the animals are okay. We got to make sure that, well, at least I do. You know, I want to make sure that they're okay before I take off. I like to leave them set so that way I know, okay, they're good. I can go handle what I need to, and I can just enjoy it. You know, that's how you create a better performance if you're truly happy, if you're enjoying yourself and you love what you do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. How big is that ranch?
Ooh, okay. So the ranch is the ranch that we live on is 6,000 acres big, bro.
Oh,
And the ranch that my grandfather works for is 15,000 acres big.
holy
So
man.
yeah, it's a huge chunk of land, brother. It's like it's not in the city. We live on the outskirts of the city, and the closest city that we're to is King City, and that's like 25 minutes away. So we gather up all the supplies, whatever we need, and then we head out to the ranch and we do our thing out there, bro.
Wow, man, that's unbelievable. 6,000 acres. That's pretty big. I mean,
Dude, it's a lot, bro. It's so much, you know. There's fences, there's trees falling down, you know, there's animals escaping. We got to track them down. Some
God,
animals, you know, they need treatment. We got to go get them either on a horse or an ATV. It just depends, man. It's really fun, but it's just a lot of work.
yeah.
And I've been very fortunate to call it home because my grandfather has been working the ranch for the last 50 years. He's been working the ranch.
Man, you know what's crazy, Arturo, is my dad has about, I don't know, give or take 500 or 600 acres in the state of Zacatecas, Mexico. And that's
Ah,
I mean, that's vast. I mean, that's pretty big, you know, but you're just talking 6,000. Oh my gosh. That is like incredible. Incredible.
yeah, dude, it's insane. It's like I feel pretty, you know, lucky, you know, blessed that I was born into this, and I'm sure you as well. Zacatecas, it's a beautiful, beautiful. I've been to my dad's from Zacatecas, so I've been out there, and
Oh,
I've seen, you know, I think I was 16 the last time I went, but yeah, that's a good chunk of land out there too, bro. You know, that's
yeah,
something definitely to be proud of.
no doubt. No doubt. No, I love it down there. And what part of Zacatecas is your dad from?
He's from Jerez.
Okay.
Yeah, Jerez, Garcia Jerez or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Okay. Wow, very cool, man. Small world, brother. I didn't even know that you were from or you know, you have ties to Zacatecas. Your dad's from there, and um,
Yeah, yeah. You know, that's why we're getting to know each other, bro.
that's why we're here, bro. That's why we do the podcast, man. And yeah, but yeah, man. Once again, bro, I'm really, you know, you're doing your thing as an actor, man. So you grew up in NorCal, and then you
Mhm.
had some time down in Arizona during your high school years. Um,
Yeah. Mhm.
when did you jump into the whole acting thing, man? Talk about how that came about. What inspired you? I mean, what was the driving force to getting you into acting, brother?
Yeah, so when we were at the ranch, it was me and like 4 or 5 of my cousins and my tias, and we were all like 1 year apart. So there was just a line of us, and I was one of the younger ones. So when we would get bored at the ranch, my grandparents had a video camera, and we would just record each other doing like music videos or skits or like stunts or like impersonations. We just thought it was funny, and we all just kind of grew up thinking we were going to be actors and models, and we, you know, just as kids just screwing around, right? um, but
uh,
my parents ended up divorcing, and that's why I went to Arizona. So I took off to Arizona. It kind of separated me from my family and from the whole ranch and everything, and that's why I didn't jump back into acting until I came back to California. And I think I was like 22, 23 when I came back to California. And then that's when I settled back in. You know, I got to be out here with my grandparents, my family again. And, you know, I had to figure out like, okay, well, how am I supposed to break into this acting industry? Like, this is the only thing I was really passionate about, you
mhm.
know, college. College was cool, but it wasn't really like for me because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have like a certain direction that I wanted to study, you know, like I didn't have anything but the passion for acting. So it took me like a year or two to really like settle in and figure out what I needed to do. And I was only steered in the right direction because I met a friend who told me about like the casting networks, and she told me about like studios that were in the Bay Area, and she told me about agents, and she told me about like Facebook groups. There's like Facebook groups for like castings, and so I just plugged myself in, man, and I ended up learning a little bit about what exactly was needed to be represented by an agent. And that's when I auditioned for an agent and I was able to get a contract. So if it wasn't for that contract that I got with the agency, I still wouldn't have as much experience as I do now, because I was kind of just like thrown into the auditions and thrown into like, I got directly booked sometimes just because of my looks. So they would be like, okay, Arturo, like you're a big, tall Latino guy, go ahead and act now. And I'm like, well, I mean, I've never really, I'm kind of self-taught, but like, let's just go, you know? So I did commercials, and then I started modeling. And then I learned about like the union, there's an actors union. So I auditioned for, you know, some union jobs, and I was able to really learn, and I was able to see what it was like to be an actor. But it was just a huge, just super fast transition, brother. I mean, I had like a normal, like regular Monday through Friday job when I got the contract. So, you
Okay.
know, I had to really figure out like, okay, like if I need to go audition, this is pre-COVID, like, okay, I need to go to San Francisco at any given moment. I might need to go to Sacramento at any given moment. I might need to go to LA. So that's when I really had to make a shift in order to be able to make like that whole actor's life work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. How,
Sorry, I just kind of went on.
no, no, that's great, man. No, we're all ears right here, brother. And what's the timetable on this, man? When you got that contract and everything kind of transpired there, what's the
Yeah,
time?
it was. I've been acting now for 5 years, and the contract that I got with that agent was 2 years. So I started with a 2 year contract, and by the time my 2 years were up, I had, you know, I had finally done like 3 or 4 commercials. I had done that PlayStation job. Um, I had done a pretty good amount of work. And when I was with my agent at the time, because I had been auditioning and I had learned about the Bay Area and all that, I learned that there was a bigger agency in San Francisco, and I wanted to be part of their agency because like all the actors that I seen that were booking things out here were like part of them. So I seen like, oh, that agency is like really good. Like they had a lot of good connections. So
Uh,
as soon as my 2 year contract was up with the other agency, I decided to audition for this other agent in San Francisco. And luckily, I was able to land a contract with them too.
wow.
So they're also the ones that got me the jobs for like Ford, for like Honda. I mean, I still had to audition for all of these jobs, but I mean, they were the ones that were kind of like putting me out there. They're like, okay, Arturo, you're going to audition for this. You're going to audition for this. You're going to audition for this.
Wow.
Um, which was really great. You know, it was like amazing. But at the same time, the more that you ask for, the more that you get. And, you know, for my background, I've always worked hard. So I've never turned down an audition. So I would get like 2 or 3 auditions a day, bro. I would be auditioning like every single day. Like I just had my audition curtain up and I had like my camera there just ready because, well, I'm sorry, this was after COVID.
Okay.
This COVID happened right around the time I got my contract with the new agency.
Uh,
So I had to slow down with that agent for like 6 months. I got the contract, but then COVID happened, things shut down. But when it opened up, it like really opened up. Like things were like needing to be done now. So that's
wow.
why I was auditioning so much, you know, which is great. But it was like, dude, I was memorizing lines while driving, you know, like just be sitting there. I would say the lines to my phone and then I would just play them in the car. And then I would just like hit mute and then I would just say them while I'm driving to whatever job I just booked. Or like, dude, it was crazy. It was nuts. And this is great, right? Like it's super cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Not you're not
But
complaining. You're not complaining.
I'm not complaining, but it got to be a little taxing. You know, I realized that I wasn't making as much money as I thought as I was making, like my efforts and the money just wasn't the same. So I decided to go union because union, you make more as an actor, you're protected more, you get benefits, and you know, you're able to be part of bigger jobs. And this is also right around the time that I became friends with a stunt coordinator. So I learned to do stunts directly from a stunt coordinator. He taught me, like, he put me through a workshop, basically, like a 2-month workshop on how to do stunts. So when you do stunts, it's better to be union because you're doing like, you're working on like Marvel movies, you're working on, you know, big commercials doing stunts, right? So that's why I went union, so I can be able to do all of that.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Yeah, that's that. You know, I interviewed. You know, I don't want to get ahead of myself too much, but with the stunts, I interviewed a friend's mom. Her name is Donna Garrett. She was doing stunts back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. She was in the business. She got into the business. So, you know, that was an interesting conversation. And, but, you know, stunt, I give you guys a lot of respect, man, for what you do as a stunt person, because obviously it's dangerous, it's risky, you know, you have your, you know, it's physically demanding, all that good stuff. And, but, you know, going back to the acting though, you so you booked this, you got in with this bigger agency, and ever since then, I mean, yeah, it seems like things just like you said moved along a lot faster, and you were having to keep up with all these auditions. What has been, you've also been in movies and in films in addition to the commercial stuff, and what has been, is there a level of difficulty, or what would you say the main contrast is doing commercials and, for example, a you know, a film, whether it's a short film or full length feature? What are some of those really visible contrasts that you've noticed, that you've experienced between the two?
Man, they're like yin and yang, you know. Hold on, let me turn my speakers down because I heard an echo. They're like yin and yang, you know, because commercials are quick. Commercials are, you know, 90% happy and popping and colorful, and this is happening. This product is great. Everyone's having a good time. You know, it's just eye catching, right? It's about the product. So commercials are quick and they happen really fast. They're great. They're a lot of fun. um, Film and television, you get into the more the dramatic side. Sometimes you can get into like the timing side of things. There's like an equation to comedy, you know, you're setting things up for the next punchline. So you get to take your time when it comes to film and television, versus commercials happen so fast, you know. And
Mm,
commercials, it's usually like a 1 or 2 day thing, versus like a short film or a film, you're planning that thing for like 2 months, 3 months, right? With the table read, the rehearsals, you talk to the writers, the directors. If you know, have any kind of questions, like you dial all of it in. You have the time to do that.
mm,
You definitely prepare, you know, equally for both. The audition process is this the same. You know, you either self tape or you're doing a Zoom or you're in person. But yeah, those are the difference between the two. And I've just been really fortunate that I've been able to, like, really, I would say that my strong point would be the commercial aspect of it, because in the Bay Area, it's like 90% commercial jobs. So out here, I've done mostly commercials, but I myself I put myself to learn television and film. That's why I went to LA, because LA has more of that. And that's what I like. That's what I became an actor for, is so that way I can have fun with a comedic scene, or if I'm part of a sitcom, or you know, whatever it may be. That's what's really passionate. Like commercials are great, they're fun, but you know, I don't really get like to act like a full on scene out. It's just a quick little pop, 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 and then yeah, everybody loves this Apple Watch, you know. But like, I want to tell you how this Apple Watch was made, basically.
I see. I see. Yeah, no, I enjoyed your MC Ray 10.
MC10 race, where I was
MC10
the
race.
huge son.
That was great, man. That was awesome. Yeah. How long did that shoot take?
It took 2 days. No, I'm sorry. It took one whole day, but I came back again to add a button. I added a button at the end of it. So it was a lot of fun. And that's what's cool about commercials, is that like you just get on set and you just have fun. Like I've never been a giant son before. I've never been a mascot. And that's what it felt like I was, you know, and I was just having fun as a hip hop rapper.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, man, you seem like you had a lot of fun on that shoot, man, on that commercial. And yeah, you had the whole prop going, the whole costume thing going, and
Yeah, shout out to Rob Vargas. That was Rob Vargas who created that sun costume, and yeah, the entire team over there at Stellar Solar. They were the ones that brought me on, and I had no idea I was even gonna be the sun until that day. Like they just told me I was gonna be a rapper. They had no idea, and I knew we were gonna do a solar commercial, but I thought I was gonna be in like baggy jeans and like a huge like chain, and then I get there and they're like, okay, like put on your costume, and I'm like, what
yeah,
the heck? Like, I mean, Stellar Solar, it's a solar panel commercial. It makes sense. So I just jumped in it, and I just had a lot of fun. I don't know, I like to goof around, and just being fun on set and being on camera, having fun. It shows, you know. I was
yeah,
just more about the performance side of things, and I don't know. It became a lot of fun.
no doubt, man, no doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, go check out that commercial. You can see it on Turo's Instagram page on his feed. And you've also done a lot of films, man. Most recently, correct me if I'm wrong, Ghetto Busters as Lucifer.
Yeah, yeah. It was Lucifer, man. Lucifer himself.
Yeah, well, I liked your line. Those people need church or something like that, right?
Yeah, I know. The devil's saying that people need church, bro. You gotta be a bad person. You gotta be a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
Falcon. Shout out to Freddie Falcon and the whole Falcons team. You know,
yeah,
everyone on the show has been great. You know, Concrete, Ricky, everyone. That was actually the funnest set I've ever been on. I was allowed to be myself completely. Like they gave me like free roam to do whatever I wanted with the character. And I mean, the reason why I landed that role is because I looked like Tom Ellis from Lucifer. At least that's the way that everyone's been telling me, like, you look like Lucifer. So I just decided to just like go with it. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, the prosthetics also, Rob Vargas as well. He gave me
oh,
the
okay.
horns, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, wow. Okay, Rob Var's the same guy from the Stellar Solar commercial.
Yeah, he does like prosthetics and costumes, and he really just makes everything by hand, man. He takes his time. So yeah,
Impressive.
I mean, you're as good as the people around you, bro. You know, like a lot of the stuff, and it shout out to everyone behind the scenes. You know, it's like that are creating this epic like costume or writing, or you know, cinematic, like just the shots and the directing. Like those guys deserve a lot of credit too. You know, as much as the actors do, because
Yeah.
the actors are as good as everyone that's helping them. You know, like if I need to dial in a character, I need to talk to the writer and be like, hey, bro, like, what was this guy thinking at this point? Like, what was leading up to this scene? You know, if you're unclear, you got to sort all of this out. So, shout out to everyone in production too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And what do you like to do to prepare yourself? You know, when you're on set, Duro, and you're getting ready to do your scene, say your lines. Is there anything that you like to do to get you in that creative space to really get you in that into character?
Yeah, for me, dude, it's like I have a soundtrack going on. I have like a certain like mood of like music that I'll listen to for each different character. Like just depending on whatever's going on in the scene, if it's an emotional scene, like
Mhm.
in bad decisions. I had to really put my little brother in his place. So I was listening to a lot of just like rock music and just kind of stuff that just allowed you to feel like a certain level of anger without, any kind of restrictions. And so when I went to set, I just already had that. I just felt frustrated and just angry going into it because I had already built it with this music. And it's like I listened to rock music for like 30 minutes prior to going and doing my scene, and it just helped me. It just got me in because I don't know, because I had been a mechanic all day, and I had been working for 12 hours, and then I had to check my little brother. So I had to, really put myself in a stressful mind state. Like I had a rough day, and I had the world on my shoulders, and this little dude wasn't, cooperating. So I felt like the character would be listening to nothing but rock music to just kind of amp him up and just push him through. And then finally, when the rock music's off
Uh-huh.
and it's just me and the little bro, like I already have all this energy and I'm already up here, and he wasn't. So I was able to really like, it was just a different performance. It was just like, I don't know. It's you got to watch Bad Decisions. If you guys haven't seen Bad Decisions, watch Bad Decisions. I will post a link soon. I'll send it to you, and you guys can let me know, and then you can see if you can tell if I was listening to rock music prior.
Yeah, man. And some of your other performances, you've appeared on Deception Streets, Forgotten World. I mean, just a lot, man. Seven Lost. You played Private Beto Martinez, Totally Awesome Machines.
Yeah,
It goes on and on, man. And you're starting to, really build up a catalog for yourself, man. What's
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. What's been some of the most challenging things for you thus far, Arturo, as an actor, man?
Challenging. It's time management. Time management is like super hard. If you have to be in one place and then you have to go do an audition before it's due at a certain time, it's that is really challenging. So you have to learn like audition tricks and scene study to really make it second nature and make it easier for yourself.
Uh-huh.
Another challenges would be, a lot of people beat themselves up sometimes when they don't get a job. Sometimes you have self-doubt. You're like, I really spent like 2 days to learn this character to audition, and then you don't get the job. Like sometimes you can overthink it. So that's some of the challenges that come with it. What I learned is you just have to give yourself like 5 minutes in the car. You can say that to yourself, like maybe I could have done this, maybe I could have. Then you gotta let it go. There's plenty of other jobs out there. There's plenty of other great roles. There's always gonna be something that's more like for you than what you thought was for you in that job. So I'm super hopeful. I try to get through like 10 or 15 auditions before I would book one. That's my goal. I just try to get through like 10 or 15, and I know that one of them is going to stick. But sometimes I only do like three and one of them will stick, and sometimes it's the other way around. So I like to stay super hopeful and just remind myself that, and just tell other actors and other people that are in the industry, whether it be like models or stuntmen or music artists, anybody that's like, auditioning or putting themselves out there, if you don't get it right away, just it's okay, just let it go because something better is coming, right?
Yeah, it's a numbers game, right? I mean, like you just said, sometimes you stick one after three auditions, or not so many auditions, and then conversely, you'll get one out of 10. Or but like you said, the main thing I think is really, like you said, sticking with it and not
Mhm.
giving up and not taking anything personal. And you always
Yeah,
hear about that, as an actor, right?
yeah, definitely. And another thing I just want to say too real quick is something that's helped me as an actor and just helped me on set, and just be a better person in general, is just to be directable, be able to listen to what someone is telling you, and to be able to take that adjustment, let it sink in you, and just, you know, be able to perform and be able to do that adjustment, right? If you get told, hey, you're being a little too happy, you know, maybe just tone it down a bit and just do what exactly as what you're being directed to do. And I feel like that is super helpful. Like when it comes to auditions and when you're on set, the director will be like, I can work with this guy. Like, you know, I whatever it may be, like especially as a new actor. Like I came in, I had no idea how to professionally. I'd never taken like any acting classes. I just jumped into it, but I was able to be directable, and I learned like, okay, that's why he told me that adjustment. So next time it came up in a scene or in an audition, I was able to be like, all right, I already know what I got to do, you know.
Uh-huh.
So that's just something that I wanted to tell everyone, you know, whoever's listening, that be directable and things will go good for you on set.
That's a great point, man. That's a great point because I coached for many years. I coached my son, who's now 20 years old, when he was younger. And not only that, I coached high school. And one thing you always tell your players is be coachable. You know, so I think
Mm.
there's a parallel there. You know, be coachable. Take the coaching, like you said, take the direction and apply it. But you know, but I think that takes a certain skill to be able to learn how to do that, right? And really
Yeah, yeah,
apply it. You know,
yeah. And
that's a
I
great
believe
point.
it. I believe it would take practice, right? Like with everything, you got to practice, practice, practice. There's some times I wasn't able to make a direction, like I wasn't able to take a direction. Very frustrating, but you got to just keep going. You know, you got to practice, 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 and then before you know it, you're like, all right, that wasn't so bad. Yeah, this is good. Now I'm having fun. Now I don't feel like I feel in my element. I feel comfortable, you know? So that's super awesome. I never really put two and two together. Coachable, directable. Absolutely, man.
Right. You know, and we've all been there. We've all been there, man. You know, whether as an actor, as an athlete, maybe at work, you know, you're taking direction or taking advice, you know, counsel, whatever the case may be, man. But you're also doing modeling, man. Let's get into that a little bit. You know, so from the acting, and then you parlay that into modeling, which was next, right? Tell
Yeah,
us, yeah, tell us how you got into that. What was the first
yeah,
gig, and just kind of go from there. You know, how'd you get into it and all that too?
yeah. So this was I started modeling with my second agency in San Francisco. So they are also really big in the modeling industry, and I grew up in the ranch, and so I wore a brand that's called Ariat. They make like the boots, they make the jeans, they make the jackets. You know, it's really popular in the ranch culture, right?
I love that brand. I
So,
got I got a pair of Ariats myself.
you know, dude,
Love it.
good quality. So the brand is a client of the agents, and
Okay.
I got a go see, which is like when the client wants to meet you, they schedule a go see, and I was able to go down to Ariat. They wanted to meet me. They wanted to see my sizes. They wanted to see like, they wanted to learn about me because they knew I was from a ranch background. So I went down there to Ariat, you know, starstruck, of course, because here I am in the Ariat headquarters,
Where's
right?
that at,
Coming
brother?
in. Oh, it's in Union City out here in the Bay Area.
Yep. Okay.
And so I go up there and I'm meeting with the designer and one of the sales team reps. And, you know, I'm just telling them about my background, my grandparents. And they're like, hey, Arturo, you're a size 36 and we need you to be a size 34. So can you come back in like 2 weeks and meet with us again? And we would like to see you at a size 34. And I was like, yeah, sure, you know, no
You got to
problem.
lose some weight or what?
Yeah, so I'm 6'3", and at the time I was weighing 205 pounds. And so I come back 2 weeks later, and now I'm 195 pounds. I'm 10 pounds lighter, and I'm a size 34. So I go down to meet them, super excited, and I'm like, yeah. And so they're measuring my waist, and they put their jeans on, and they're like, you know what, Arturo? We actually have a model that's already a size 34, you think you could drop down to a size 32? And I was like, yeah, I could do that. I was like, yeah, I could do that.
Of course,
I could
yeah,
definitely do that.
piece
Yeah,
of
you know, no
cake,
problem.
yeah.
Give me like 2 weeks, right? They're like, actually, we need to see you in like 4 days because some of our, you know, sales team, they're gonna, you know, have a meeting in like 4 days. We need you to be ready in like 4 days.
Uh-huh.
You know? So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, no problem. So for 4 days, bro, I andaba mad, just on, dude, with a sweatsuit on, running, dude. I had to hire a personal trainer, you know. So I'm with a personal trainer. We're doing things. We're water cutting. We're making sure that I'm safe, that I have everything that I need. I go and see them in 4 days. I'm a size 32, and
Wow.
they're like, I put on the jeans, and they're like, you know what, Arturo, like you're a size 32, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I did it. And they're like, well, your thighs are a little too skinny now though, Arturo. Like, do you think you can put on some more muscle on your thighs? And I'm like, yeah, I could put on some more muscle in my thighs, but you know, my waist has got to say a size 32. They're like, yeah, you know what? But we're gonna give you the contract. We're gonna give you the contract. We believe in you that you can bulk up your legs because you were able to come down to a size 32. So here you go. Like, I was able to get a contract with them and shoot photos in the Ariat Mexico jacket. So I was able to model like the Mexican flag Ariat jacket, the red, the black one. I was able to do like 30 of their shirts, like take photos for their catalog on their website, 2 of their jeans, like 2 or 3 of their boots. So man, it was really cool that I sacrificed the frustration and part of my weight, right? I had to drop like a couple pounds in order to make this contract. But after I did it, I felt so successful, man. I felt like I could do anything because this was a brand that I truly love. And I just felt super honored that I got to model like the Mexico area jacket, being Mexicano, right? Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's super. It was amazing. I mean, well, I'm Chicano because I'm from over here, but you know, Mexican descent. So yeah, it was amazing. And luckily, I still model for them, and that kind of opened up the doors for entire other modeling opportunities through my agency,
Uh,
because now it was a lower waist size. A lot of other clients wanted to book me, and I think I did like maybe like 5 or 6 other different photo shoots for clients, bro. Yeah, like a bunch of different other photo shoots just being a size 32. So, you know, it's kind of like, it's like, bro, it just takes like, it's up to you. A lot of people say I would never drop the weight. I dropped the weight, you know, and I feel
yeah.
super accomplished, but you know, it's a sacrifice.
No, man, that is you know, quite the feat, man, because I mean, I'm 6'2" myself, but I'm like 275, 280 pounds, man. So they would have ruled me out right away. Like they wanted to.
But that's the cool. Do you know there's modeling for everybody though, like different sizes, you know?
True.
There's, and that's just like, that's just clothes. Like there's lifestyle photo shoots, but
Yeah,
I yeah, I get it, bro. We need to get you on a photo shoot, man.
I'm down,
Where's
bro.
Doc? Where's Doc?
I know. Yeah, right. Shout out to Doc, man, no doubt. But you know, oh man, yeah, but that's interesting, man. So tell us a little bit about from there, Arya, you did that, and then you started getting more gigs. I noticed that you do a lot of clothing lines as well. Um,
Hmm.
I, you recently booked one. I'm looking for it. What was it? Maybe a couple months ago, man, or even give or
Is it the
take.
one with the jacket?
Oh, I think yeah, there it is. I think it's the with
The
the vest,
vest?
wearing a vest, original stitch.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another client. Thanks to my agency, I was able to do photo shoots, and you know, I was able to model like their clothes, and it's like, it's from, I think it's from like Japan. It's like the
Oh,
clothes is like, they make it overseas and then they send it over, and then it's like custom fitted. So it felt super cool to be able to have something custom fitted for me, and also be able to have a photo shoot and really be like the face for them, You know, it's I don't know. It's like an honor most of the time, man. When I work with these companies and they're just like, Arturo, you know, look so great, and I'm just like, guys, like you guys are making me look great. You know, I'm super honored to be here right now. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm happy that I'm able to help their company.
Yeah. No, of course, man. What an honor. Like you said, it's, being in this business, man, and when someone recognizes you for your talent, it's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling. Um, what and then from there, you're doing the stunt work now, and how have you been able to kind of balance everything out, man? Is there any time where you have a scheduling conflict, or you kind of have to turn down a job because you already got a job over here, type of thing, man? Talk about some of that balancing act you got to do with all three different facets. The modeling, acting, stunt work.
Yeah, it's great that I do this, you know, full time because I create like my own schedule, but I just have to make sure that I keep track because you got to write everything down because you don't want to double book yourself. If
Yeah,
I'm booked and I know I'm gonna be like 2 hours away, then I won't apply to anything for that day. Like I just won't submit. I'll let my agent know, like, hey guys, I'm not gonna be available. So communication and just being on top of the schedule is really what helps me because it's never really guaranteed when you're going to get a commercial or an acting job or, you know, a modeling shoot. Um, they just kind of come and go, you know. So I really will be upfront and clear when I'm working on a stunt or I'm working on something and people reach out. I'll be like, hey guys, I would really love to. Perhaps we can schedule it after this shoot. But I think communication is key, you know, at any kind of job, in any kind of industry that you're in. And so far it's been really helpful and successful for me. I feel like anyone would appreciate that, right?
well, of course, yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, just being upfront, right? I mean, and of course that you being in demand as a performer, man. I mean, that's a that even they look at you as oh man, this we're working with somebody who's legit, and he's in demand, he's working. I think it has like some kind of legitimacy and credibility to you as a performer as well. I don't know, but
No, definitely,
right,
definitely. You know, it's
yeah,
if it just kind of shows how passionate, how dedicated, you know, if you know that someone is, you know, gonna be there on time, is gonna ask questions, is gonna figure it out. Like you can tell if somebody's really driven and about it, you know, and that's what I try to show, you know, everyone that I come across. Like, hey guys, like I can do this. Like, this is what I can do. Let's do this. Let's have some fun. If it works out, great, you know, and if other people want to work together, great. Let's do it, man. I'm all about creating and helping in any way that I can. And that's not even with acting. It could be like, you know, any kind of industry. If I'm free, I will sit there and I'll try to help out.
yeah, man. I can tell you're a good dude, man. You're good people and selfless, and like I said, man, I want to surround myself with guys like you, brother. And you know, and getting into the stud stuff, Arturo, what's some of the can you share a story or an experience where you've had to endure some physical pain, man, as performing a stunt or practicing a
Yeah,
stunt or something like that?
yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. It was recently actually. It was like a month and a half ago. We were filming out at my grandparents' cattle ranch, and we're filming because I'm putting together like a stunt reel. So you know, a couple buddies of mine, we have some cameras, and we coordinated like an entire stunt sequence. And part of it included where I get into a fist fight with somebody, you know, in the barn, and he's supposed to kick me. I'm supposed to grab his leg and I chuck him. I turn around and I just throw him. And so we had coordinated everything out, and he went to kick me, and I'm supposed to come around this way and catch his hand, like you know, come out versus down.
Yeah.
Well, it just happened so fast that it went down, and his foot connected right with my fingers and just like jammed
Jam it.
them straight up, boom, just completely. And this was before we had even captured the take, right? This was like take one or
Oh,
take two, I
yeah.
believe. And so I had to really just shake it off, just bite, kick whatever it is that I needed to do, come back. Okay, guys, we need to finish the scene. All right, let's do it. Let's just shake it off and just keep going. Because little things, and I mean, and not that severe, but sometimes you'll take like a small hit, or you'll take like if you're rolling on the ground, you might accidentally roll over a rock that you weren't expecting. Like little things happen like that, and I think that's why you just gotta just go through it, just tough it out. You do have pads, you do have like a gator back on, it's like a shell that the bikers wear.
Okay.
But little things can happen, but you do your best to try to stay safe. That little thing that I did was my fault. I didn't go around. I went straight down
Oh,
because I was lost in the moment.
oh man. And what productions have you appeared in as a stuntman, man? So far.
Well, the DirecTV one was one that I was able to do a stunt in
Oh,
because now that it's out, I can actually talk about it because I had to be low key for like a good month and a half because of paperwork and all of that. But
yeah.
so the DirecTV commercial is there's a giant like monster that's taking over the entire stadium, and you have people that are like running out. And the stunt that I did was just kind of like falling all over the chairs, like I was falling backwards and like really like just flipping back. So it wasn't like a super crazy stunt, but it was enough to like be considered a stunt, because you're not supposed to be able to do any of that while on camera. You got to know how to roll and be able to be protected to take the hits from the chairs and from the concrete and all that. So, but yeah, that was the first time that I was able to really do that for a commercial, and it was super cool. It was a lot of fun. The directors, they were like, okay, Arturo, at this time, this is when you're gonna flip over, and this guy's gonna throw the popcorn your way, and you're gonna duck and roll this way. So it was a lot of fun, and I think that one's being shown on the MLB channels. So if anyone's a fan of baseball, you can watch the DirecTV and just look for the stands. You'll see me flipping.
I got it. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's incredible, man. So you're like a triple threat, man. You're modeling, you're acting, you're doing the stunt work. I mean, I think at this point you're making yourself so marketable, right? And versatile. I think that's a beautiful thing, man. What are some goals that you have in store for maybe the rest of the year, Turo, and maybe a year or two down the line, man? I mean, what do you see yourself doing? What's your vision at this point?
Man, the thing that I want to really accomplish the most, and this is like, goals since I was like 5, is I want to be a series regular. I want to be on a TV show as a series regular, whether it be, a Netflix, HBO, TNT. I just want to be part of a show and be throughout the whole season, and be in the next season. That's my goal, and that's what I see myself doing within the next year or two. I'm really just, I take acting classes. I'm looking for anything that would possibly take me to that level. It's like day player auditions, like co-star auditions, like any kind of auditions that I can get that would take me to the next level towards being a series regular. That's what I'm gonna do. That's I'm gonna try to make it happen somehow, bro. There's all kinds of different streaming platforms and all of that. So I'm just waiting for the right opportunity, and I definitely believe that it will happen. And I'm just I'm like, who's gonna give me the shot? Who's gonna put me on the TV show, man? I'm there.
Yeah, man. I'm putting my money on you, brother, because you've come a long way in such a short period of time, man. And what do you look back now and think like, wow, you have those moments where you're like, this is awesome, I'm blessed, or this is surreal, or you have those types of like those moments?
Yeah, honestly, it happens almost every single time. Like every time I finish any kind of project, it's just, you feel incredible, man. It's like, I look back at everything that I've been through, and anything that I've ever struggled or doubted or anything like that. But as soon as you get through with the scene and you're able to just, all of that just goes away. You know, you just feel so great and so alive. And I think that's why it's added to my happiness, you know, as a person. And I just want to share it with everyone. Like I want everyone to feel like I'm feeling, if, you know, if there was a way possible. So I guess even as a person, I'll have like a normal conversation with, or I'll strike up a normal conversation with just anyone and try to figure out like, okay, how can I, you know, give you a little bit of what I'm feeling? Like, how can I help you out achieve your goals? You know?
Mm.
And when you meet people like that in the industry, because it's not just me, I've met a lot of other people like that. It's like, you want to help each other, you want to stick together, you know, you want to see like even for yourself, brother, like I helped you out with headshots, like,
Yeah.
you know, like I was like, is there any way that I could help? Like I will do it. And I think
Yeah.
that's what's so rewarding about all of this, you know. Every single time I finish a job, I'll look back and be like, man, this is why I was up till 3 a.m. auditioning for this damn job.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're on your way, man. And what would you say to somebody, you know, who's looking to bust into the business, right? And you know, how would you advise them to start? Where do they start? What can you tell them? Udo?
Yeah, so you need two things. You need to have headshots, right? You need to have good headshots. You need to be able to show, you know, what you look like. And you also got to sign up for your casting networks. You got to put your headshots on the casting networks and sign up for them. You'll see the different jobs that are posted. You'll see where they're at. You'll see how much they pay. You'll see everything you need to know. And then you can submit. You can, if they hit you back for an audition, just know that you got to get your camera out or be there in person or learn
Yeah.
some lines, you know, like, but that's how you start. You just get your headshots, sign up for those casting networks. Once you get into the casting networks, you'll start meeting people as you go out to auditions, and just be ready to learn. You know, keep your ears open, keep your heart open, keep your mind open, and, you know, just have fun along the way, because that's what we're here for. I mean, very rarely do you meet anyone who's like not there to have fun. Right, everyone's
Yeah,
having a damn
I
good
know.
time when you're on set. So yeah, just remember that, just remember that.
I appreciate that, man. And can you name maybe one or two casting networks off the top of your head that
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
started at?
uh LA Casting, or otherwise I think it's known as just Casting Network, castingnetwork.com. But there's the LA Casting, and then there's SF Casting, and then you have Actors Access, which is another good one. That's a lot for film and television. And then you also have Backstage is another good one. So either one of those three, if you want to sign up and put your headshots on there, put your information on there, and, you know, start reaching out, or people will reach out to you. Sometimes people would just reach out and be like, hey, you know, I'm interested, I like the way that you look and your profile, you're exactly what I'm looking for, so can you audition? So, and then if you have any questions, I'm also here to help out. So anyone that's listening, if you guys want to reach out to me, you're more than welcome to. I'll answer all DMs, emails, right? So just, you know, hit me up with any kind of questions. Resume is also important, but that's also a conversation to have. So,
Uh,
you know, once you're ready, and we can go over the resume too, you know.
there it is, man. You familiar with Central Casting in Burbank?
Dude, I've heard of it, but I need to sign up for it because I was watching a movie, and on the credits, you see Central Casting on there. You know, there's Central Casting has been in a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. So I feel like I need to sign up for that one too.
Yeah, yeah, they're big, man. I've worked with them, you know, about 15 years ago now. But when I was doing more acting stuff, yeah, they're a big one, man. And that's a very easy one to just get in. You know, they take your picture for you, and then they have it on file. And
Oh,
yeah, Yeah, and then they put, you call, I don't know how it works now, but back, 15 years ago, they'd have, you'd call the number and they'd have a bunch of different, jobs, describing what they're looking for. We're looking for example, Latin male between the ages of, 25 and 30, athletic build, blah, blah, blah. Then you call
Yeah.
them. Yeah. And then they bring you up on you give them your name, then they'd bring you up on their screen, and then they would, the casting director would tell you, okay, yeah, you know what, you fit the description. Here's the information, you're booked. So yeah, I don't know
Wow.
if it works like that anymore, but central casting was, they were pretty, it was a very accessible way in, and I actually booked a couple bigger jobs through them, principal role as Jose Canseco and on Matt TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
That's dope, man. I have not, I don't know how familiar, I'm not familiar with central casting now. I'm gonna look into it, but dude, it sounds like it was the full package. It's if they, did all of that for you.
Yeah,
Wow.
union, non-union jobs. So it was cool, man. Yeah. Then, but anyways, man. But Doodle, man, you are, like I said, man, an inspiration. You're doing big things, man. I'm gonna continue to support you any way I can and stay connected to you. And yeah, like you said, man, you're always willing to help. And if I have a question, I know I can come to you anytime, and you're gonna take the time to help me and answer the question or what have you. So before we go, brother, where can the good people find you? Social media, website, your IMDb, anything you want to plug, brother?
Yeah, yeah. Well, on IMDb, Arturo Rangel, should I say? You can find me on IMDb. Instagram is Turo_menudo. It's, it rhymes. That's why I decided to go with it. And who
Doodle
doesn't love
Menudo.
menudo on Sundays, right? But that's what I got right now. Just those two, man. And thank you so much, bro. Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about helping. And, if anyone's listening, like I said, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much. Profile Pod TV, and Social Nostra, right? Did
Social
I say
Nostra.
that? Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much as well, man. Thank everyone that's been supporting as well. Like, seriously, I can't thank everyone enough. And I'm excited to see what the future holds, bro. We have so much work to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, man, I wish you the best of luck, the most success in your entire career, man. So looking forward to what you got coming down the pike, man. So
Yeah, I'm gonna come hang out with you guys over in LA, bro.
yeah, you have to, man. We can't wait to do that, man.
Yeah,
So
no doubt, bro. Muchas gracias otra vez, man. Muchísimas gracias. Thanks again, bro.
de nada a ti, man. A ti, yeah, man. There you have Arturo Rangel, ladies and gentlemen. Go check him out. He's all over social media. Go check out his work. He's on. You probably already seen him on DirecTV somewhere, or a commercial on a network somewhere, and haven't even realized it. But he's got some really cool footage of his work. So go check out his Instagram and beyond. So once again, man, thank you so much for being here with us. I appreciate you, brother. And there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank
Absolutely.
you. Absolutely,
Thank
bro.
you. Thank
You're
you. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Once again, if you're on the audio platforms or right here on the video, IGTV, Social Nostra, Roku, wherever you're tuning in from, it's always a pleasure being here on the Profile Pod with my amazing guests. This is the podcast that brings on individuals doing extraordinary things in life to inspire the human spirit. And just like Turo is doing, we will have our next guest who is doing the same thing. So for Arturo Rangel, I'm Double A. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, share, give me the feedback, leave me a rate and review, all that good stuff, man. So once again, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Arturo, we'll see you soon, brother. And always remember, everybody, to take it easy. Peace.
Jeez.
Thanks again,
Peace,
brother.
peace. Of course. Thank you, bro.